Alright, Lila is one of the kindest students that I know. She's a great listener and amazing friend to many. Lila is an enthusiastic member of our advisory who's always excited to play new games with the group. She's a very resilient student who tries to stay positive even when things are hard, which is a personality trait of hers that I truly admire. I have greatly enjoyed getting to know Lila on a more personal level this year during advisory and through working with her on our READ project. I'm excited for you to hear more about what makes Lila who she is and how she's grown throughout middle school.
Striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't planted, by David Bly. This quote means so much to me because it shows you that you can't have everything handed to you. The teachers don't just give you an A. You have to work hard by studying and doing homework. You have to put in a decent amount of work to achieve what you want. I've learned this a lot throughout middle school. In English class, I had always struggled with my writing and grammar, but once I got to 7th grade English with Mr. Beasley, that all changed. He had us do MIMBY from the start of the year every day for 20 minutes. That improved my vocabulary tremendously. Even though I dreaded it almost every time, the more I trained, the more words I knew. I got used to it and I would keep learning new words so that I wouldn't continue using the same boring ones. When we would write essays and peeled paragraphs, my language improved. I've always been decent at writing, but I didn't know how to organize it. I always would use very bland words, so my writing wasn't interesting. The first time Mr. Beasley asked us to write an essay, I was a little nervous because I had never written one before. Once we started writing it, it came easy. When we had to edit the essay, he gave us a big sheet with all the words we were not supposed to use. It intimidated me because it looked like a lot of work. Once I got started, I understood why he would give us those sheets. He required students to use words that were more interesting and more scripted. When we started to read our first book, he asked us to annotate the book. I thought it was so pointless because it was just more work to add on to reading the book. I thought, after we read the book, it was time for the test. I realized how much annotating helped me answer the questions. Overall, I think 7th grade English set my foundation of writing. Going into 8th grade English, I felt more confident because I had developed and improved my writing skills from 7th grade. When Miss Cleaver had first handed us the grammar book, I was very worried because grammar has never been my strong suit. The book started out hard, but once I completed several lessons, it got easier. I also saw a change in how I wrote because the grammar book really helped me become a stronger writer. When we first started writing essays for tests, I struggled a lot because I didn't go to her for help, so my grades didn't turn out as great as I wanted. Once I did go to her to help me with my essay, I saw a tremendous change in my grade. This showed me that just because you write an essay and she edits it, the grade isn't always going to turn out as good as you wanted it to. I had to go to her multiple times to be able to understand what I was doing wrong. From when I started 8th grade to now, I can see how much Miss Cleaver has impacted my writing skills and my work ethic. Even though I may have struggled at the start of middle school, I look back and I'm so proud of how much I've changed. I'm so proud of how hard I've worked to get here. Oh my God. I have always been a very active kid, but did not participate in many sports. I only played soccer and cross country, but when I got to collegiate, that all changed. In 6th grade, I had so many options to choose from. I chose field hockey, which was a very good decision. When I first started, I was incredibly nervous because I had never played before. I picked it up easily and was excited to go to practices. When I got into 7th grade, I chose to do field hockey again. I'm so happy I did because I made many good friendships with the then 8th graders who are now high schoolers. I enjoyed field hockey so much more knowing I had a good support system and a team to play with. I also chose to play lacrosse, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made. It was a last-minute decision to join because some of my friends from field hockey convinced me. Once again, I had no skills in lacrosse, but I was really excited to play. I was not very good when I started. It took a while to pick up the skills, but once I had them, I played better in practice. This gave me more playing time on the field. I made stronger friendships while playing lacrosse, and I was always pumped for practice. I struggled at the start, but I became much better, and now I enjoy it more. And sports really help to clear my mind when I'm stressed or for a test or something else. It helps me to stay calm and not freak out over whatever I'm worrying about. Overall, I am so lucky to have participated in collegiate sports. I have found the sports which I hope to keep playing throughout high school. When I first came to collegiate, I had a bit of a rocky start. 6th grade was filled with so much drama. I think I really struggled finding my group at the start because so many people had known each other since kindergarten, so I felt like I didn't fit in. Even though I was put through some challenges, I'm so happy with the friendships I made in 6th grade, and I hope that they will last me a long time. Moving into 7th grade, it was my best experience at collegiate. So many of my friendships grew stronger, and I think I thrived the most during 7th grade. Even though there were some speed bumps through the road, I am so happy with the person I've become today. I couldn't have done it without my friends. They are my support system, and they pushed me to be the best person I could possibly be. Additionally, I participate in many service opportunities in my community. One of my favorite organizations is Jefferson Street Baptist Church, where my family and I get to prepare and serve food for those who can't afford a meal. I love making jokes and talking about the latest sports news with them, and seeing them crack a smile. It always made me happy knowing I may have impacted their day in some way, even if it was small. It puts me in such a good mood knowing I helped people in our community. This life-changing experience showed me how lucky I am to have such a privileged life, because I am provided with food on the table and a bed to sleep in at night. I have a pretty busy schedule, moving from school to sports and then moving from my mom's to my dad's house. I haven't always been a straight-A student, and I have often compared myself to other classmates who have gotten better grades than me. I always have to work a little bit harder in school, which stresses me out, because I notice other students easily getting good grades. I am slowly teaching myself that it's okay to have a few bad grades, even if it means I need to work harder. When my parents got divorced, I went through a really tough time processing everything and understanding why it happened. Sadly, I got so much anxiety trying to deal with it on my own and put it all in my brain while not talking to anyone. My parents eventually made the decision that I needed to go to therapy. Even though I dread going, it has really helped me. Even though the divorce happened when I was younger, I still go to therapy and deal with a lot of what happened. And I'm still opening up because I keep so much in. I still do anxiety on a daily basis, but I'm working hard to control it as much as possible. I look back at when I first started middle school, and I see how much I have changed and progressed since then. I've become a stronger person, and I'm way more confident, and I believe in myself more. Before, I had no self-confidence. I didn't trust my own decisions, and I hid behind other people. Now, I speak up in class much more than I did before. I trust the decisions I make, and often they are right. I've worked so hard to get where I am today, and I pushed myself beyond my limits, and I'm so proud of myself. First, I want to dedicate my me project to my parents. I know this is really cheesy to say, but I feel like I don't appreciate them as much as I should. They do so much for me, for making me dinner every night and helping me with anything I need at any moment. I'm so grateful to have the parents that I have. I probably annoy them way too much, and I'm lucky that they put up with all of it. Even though they may not live in the same house, I am so lucky that they work so hard to make sure I have everything I need. I love you all so much. Next, I would like to dedicate my me project to my sister. We haven't always gotten along, but I wouldn't replace her for the world. I don't think I could ever be an only child, no matter how many times I wish to. Having a sister is so amazing because not only is she my best friend, but she is my support system. She's able to give me a lot of advice because she has most likely gone through what I have. We can talk about anything that's on our minds, and we can connect on a deeper level because I can open up to her way more than I can to my parents. I can always count on her to help me no matter how much she dreads it. Overall, I am so lucky to have a sister like Lucy, and I couldn't have made it through middle school without her. Lastly, I want to dedicate my me project to Madam Hope. When I came to French in 6th grade, I was probably really cringy and annoying, and I probably still am, so thank you for putting up with that. I always loved that you gave us so many options when doing a project, instead of just doing a boring old slideshow. I also loved how you made us as involved in class as possible. I'm a very visual learner, so when we would do little activities, I would comprehend more of what you were teaching us. And I don't really ever get bored in your class, because I'm so engaged in what we were doing. I'm so happy I chose French in 6th grade, because it has been one of my favorite classes in middle school. I've enjoyed French so much these past few years. Thank you so much for that.